This is the way to get a heat pump to work when it's really cold outside and really cold in the shed. You want it to warm up really quick. Started off at 5 degrees Celsius. Now it's at 16. And I'm pulling about 15 amps here. 2000 watts, 200 watts, and around about 5, maybe 6 amps. So, just spinning over at the moment, it's pretty cold. But yeah, cool. And at 240 volts of course. I gotta go for a drive in the Merc today. So I figured I might as well do a video starting. I got this little car back to do an automatic transmission service. It's unfortunately it's drying up now, but so humid there's condensation all over the carport floor. You can see it there. It hasn't flooded, but you look underneath stuff and it's dry. So I got to get underneath the car. Yay! So I just put the heater on, try and dry the ground out. Put some fans down. If you look underneath this car, it's been mudding. She got bogged. You can see the wheel got pretty deep. So yeah. Now I've got to take the auto pan off. Yay. The funniest part is a Camry came to collect me to go pick up this car, and it was overheating by the time I got out to it. So I was like, hang on, your gauge is almost at red. So now I've got to look at that. And then I got a phone call. And that little car I showed a picture of a rusty radiator on a while ago. Well, that's finally popped. So I have to look at that. Good fun. I got the auto out and I've already changed the filter. That's a nice new one in there. It's one reason why you want to wear gloves. I mainly wear gloves doing shit like this. If you look at that magnet, that's just covered in metal. And all the shit on the filter there is just metal in liquid solution. You don't really want that on your hand. I'll find a screwdriver, here's one. I'll poke the magnet and you look. Isn't that nice? Yeah, see? So imagine that on your hand. Not really nice. Pretty itchy. But yeah, thought I was well due for it. Did it about 2 or 3 years ago, serviced it. Looked about the same then. It does an awful lot of driving. It's got about 200,000 Ks on it now, so well, I think it might be due for replacement next service. So I don't think there's much left of it. Yeah, nasty. There you go, magnet's much cleaner now. So you gotta wear gloves. All that shit gets into your fingers, especially when you're cleaning the magnet. So hold it tight, try and wipe it off with a rag. Not good. Here we go, so we'll show you something. Yeah, trust me, you don't want that on you. Wear gloves when you're working on this shit. Yeah, nasty. Oh, let's see how messy this ends up. Piece of shit. Yeah, I know, it needs a new ring gear. This is the car that overheated before. I checked it out, it had no water in it. So I put water in it, let it warm up. I've seen down there the water pump leaking. Had it. Now well. That's why I tell people to get me to look at the car before they buy it. So I would have seen that. Oh well. No, I can say that water pump's leaking pretty bad. Hasn't even warmed up yet and it's just pissing out. Oh well. Well, here's this 1988 Toyota Hiace diesel van. This is the one I put the glow plug setup into. And I noticed this time I borrowed it just so I could move some stuff. This time it's blowing a lot of smoke and it's a bit hard to start again. I'd say the injectors are a bit funny now. It's just starting to go like this before. Here we go. Get it started. You'll hear when it starts, one of the cylinders isn't quite the happiest. It only blows a lot of smoke when you put your foot down. Pretty cold night last night, so I'll give it a bit extra. It's not the happiest. Here it's a bit misfiery. Good now. This feels like it's overfueling in the cylinder. Too much smoke this time. I have given it a good dose of this. It's gone through about half a tank since I put that in. So I'll give it another dose when I fill it up. See if she comes better. It does seem happier now, but see how much smoke it blows. Driving the van, driving the van. Well, driving the van. Now we're driving the van. Now I'm in this. Go. Oh, now to drive this car. Cool. I have a very tight bolt. I've wound this thing all the way out. There you go, 126 psi. And dropping. And here's this really tight bolt. That's why pressure's dropping, that leaks a bit. Alright, let's go for it. Mad. Cool. Oh, I got in there now. Got the belt off. Now this has only done 32,000 Ks since the belt was done. So obviously the dickhead didn't do the water pump or the idle pulley. They sound awful. Idiot. So he can go fuck himself and the horse he rode in on. But yes, it'll all get fixed properly now. There we go, there's a nice new belt on and timed up nicely. A new pump in place. And new idler pulleys. Should work much better. Cool, well, that's all back together. I'm just going to get a belt for the alternator and a belt for the power steering pump. And it's done. I put a new voltage regulator in the alternator. It had an intermittent fault, so usually that's the problem with these ones. Where is it? Here it is. It goes faulty. Just did the one in the Camry here probably 2 weeks ago. So, stuck a new thermostat in it. See, the old one was pretty haggard. Oil change. Yeah, she got hot. You can see the colour of the oil. That's burnt. We're taking a gamble that the engine's still alright. It ran fine. There's no evidence of blowing head, but we'll find out once it's pressurised. And I couldn't do that until I did the water pump. So let's give it a quick oil change. Yeah, tomorrow I'll just give it a run before I do all the hoses and see what it does. Nice and cold out here. Just tried to give this a jiggle just to see how much is really left. There's the ice ring, but it's bloody stuck to the ground. Like, really stuck. So, oh, it's nice and warm in here though. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. Oh, thank you. Well, now that I'm done with the Camry for tonight, I thought I'd have a look at this car. What a disgrace this is. Have a look at that. So much rust. A split radiator, of course. That's just an absolute disgrace. And think of how much engine is missing because of the amount of rust. Because rust used to be metal and it came from somewhere. This is horrible. Oh well. New radiator time. Still runs alright. So, yeah, stick a radiator in and see what happens. Well, here's the old radiator. As you can see, it's got a nice crack all the way along there. But also, I move this, see the tank's attached from the core. See? That's all it was holding together, a little bit under the hose. Oops, now it's broken. That took surprisingly little effort. Yeah, told him to change it. It's not blocked at least. Well, here's a nice new radiator ready to go in. I'll put it in tomorrow when the new hoses arrive and after I flush the hell out of the block. I didn't clean the old fans because he wants it done on the cheap, so keeping labour right down. So there we go, all done. Oh, I've got the thermostat out. Doesn't look as bad as the one out of the Camry, but it's definitely old. So to this, both the radiator hoses, and flush it, and that'll do. Now there we go, there's the old oil. I filled it up with new oil, and there's the new filter. Well, that should do for tonight.